Hi guys, my name is Alex Simonius, and I'm here today to tell you why bees are a crucial part to the survival of the human race. To start off, here's a quote from Albert Einstein about bees. He said, "If the bees disappeared off the surface of the globe, then man would only have 4 years of life left. No more bees, no more pollination, no more plants, no more animals, and no more man." So bees are important because they're pollinators. Pollinators transfer pollen in seeds from one flower to another. They fertilize the plant so it can grow and produce food. Cross-pollination helps at least 30% of the world's crops and 90% of our wild plants to thrive. And without bees to spread seeds and pollen, many plants, including our crops, would die off. So what's the problem? During the year of 2006, some beekeepers began to report unusual high losses of 30 to 90% of their hives, and as many as 50% of all affected colonies demonstrated symptoms inconsistent with any known causes of death to bees known before. These causes, there were sudden losses of colony bee workers, and there would be very few bees dead around the colony, and these worker bees would abandon their queen, their young, and an abundance of food with pollen and honey. And without these worker bees, the hives couldn't sustain themselves and they would die. So this situation led to the name the colony collapse disorder. And this is when the majority of the worker bees in a colony disappear, and they leave behind the queen, plenty of food, and a few nurse bees to take care of the remaining immature bees and the queen. So why is this happening? In the United States alone, more than 25% of the managed honeybee population has disappeared since 1990. And in just the last 10 years alone, over 40% of the bee colonies in the US have suffered from CCD. So here's some potential causes of colony collapse disorder. Amongst them are global warming, pesticide use, habitat loss, and parasites. Due to global warming, flowers bloom earlier or later than usual. When pollinators come out of hibernation, the flowers that provide the food they need to start the season have already bloomed and the bees die off. The next biggest reason is pesticides. Pesticides are used on farms to protect against insects. Some toxic pesticides meant to kill pests can harm the honeybees needed for pollination. Many pesticides banned from other countries because they harm bees are actually still allowed in the US today. These bees either become so disoriented they can't find their way back home, or they fly back to their hives and die at the foot of their queen. There are many arguments as to what is causing colony collapse disorder, but the main one and most logical is probably the use of pesticides. Also, there's a big wave of parasites that are infecting these hives. Many of these parasites will actually live inside of the bees, and when they hatch, they will burst through the bees' body and kill them. So some potential solutions is to obviously use less pesticides. You can also donate to charities to help local pollination. And you can also buy local foods to help promote local beekeepers, to help save bees. And for a last solution, you can also register any plant you have laying around to local beekeepers, so they'll use that to help pollinate. Thanks to bees, the worth of crops that they have created in 2005 was over 200 billion, and now it's much more. And this is the picture I thought was very interesting. This is the top half is a market with bees, and it shows all the food that's there. And in the bottom half, it shows what a produce market would look like without the bees. And as you can notice, the majority of the food, fruits and vegetables is gone. So without bees, many of our fruits and vegetables would disappear. And here's a huge list of fruits and vegetables that would be gone if bees did not exist today. Amongst them are apples, mangoes, plums, peaches, kiwis, and as you can see, bees are extremely important. And this is why we need to help save the bees. The end.